Hi and welcome to BioStock Studio. Medtech AcouSort develops acoustofluidic technology for automatic sample handling in diagnostics and research. The company is also carrying out a rights issue at the moment. Here to tell us more is CEO Torsten Freltoft. Welcome, Torsten.
Thank you very much.
Well, my first question will obviously be, what on earth is acoustofluidics?
So the really short answer is that that's the combination of microfluidics and ultrasound.
And you've used this to develop your technology. How does your technology work?
Yes, the heading here is automation. We can use this technology to automate what's otherwise done by centrifugation. So we can replace centrifugation and bring those processes that are otherwise used or done by centrifugation into the chip and integrate the chip into third parties' systems like diagnostic and therapeutic systems.
And looking a little bit at your products, you have a collaboration with Werfen, which has led to the launch of GEM 7000. How do you view the potential of this partnership going forward?
Yes, this partnership is really very important for us because it represents the first time in history where acoustofluidics is actually used in a clinically approved application. And so the first thing, there are three elements we can talk about in terms of the Werfen collaboration. One is, of course, this, let's call it the rubber stamp, that this approval and launch of their system really represents in terms of our technology. Then, of course, we get royalties from the collaboration, which will generate income for us. And, of course, thirdly, we have an ambition to not even have the royalties, but also supply components in a future scenario to Werfen.
And you currently have 10 parallel projects running. That's quite impressive. And you specifically highlight cell therapy and flow cytometry as interesting areas. Why are these two areas so interesting?
The key word here is, again, automation. And that's because one of the missing links, if you were to make cell therapies really mainstream, is automation. Today, most of the handling of cells in the cell therapy is actually done using centrifugation like it's been done in 30, 40 years. So our innovation represents the opportunity to integrate and enclose these processes so they become a lot more safe, a lot more cheap, and also in this way enabling mainstreaming them so they can come out to many more patients. Today, this process will be representing a cost of several $100,000, and this is definitely something we need to do something about.
And turning to your business model a little bit, your aim is to build growth through partnerships rather than going directly to the end customer. Why is this your chosen model?
Here the heading is scaling, because if we had to do all, the final product ourselves, we would have to choose very few products to really go all the way through, and also with all the approvals and everything. Now we have the vision or the ambition to provide the picks and shovels for the future sample processing when we have cell-containing samples. And doing this in partnerships, we can cover so many more applications and final products by only supplying these OEM components, as we call them. And this we think is a much better business model than taking one of very few samples all the way.
And looking at it from the other side, what challenges do you see?
When you work with partners, there's of course always a challenge that your product has to be ready at the right time. So timing is probably our timing is our biggest challenge. That we need to be ready when the need in the market is ready. We cannot be too early. We cannot be too late. I think that's our biggest challenge. But since we see a very fastly increase of the partnerships that we generate. Last year we had 6 new partnerships with OEM potential, then I think it's an indication that the time is becoming right.
And as a final question, you are carrying out a rights issue now of just over 34 million Swedish krona. How will you use this capital?
Yes, we have 3 areas which we need to keep focusing on. One and the most important is, of course, to take our roughly 10 active collaborations all the way through and get as many of them converted into real business. So that's about 55%, I think. And then we have also always a focus on generating new partnerships. So that will be a sales and marketing effort to enable that. And then the last part will be to strengthen the robustness of the product so that they become more well-functioning, and also the production yield will be as high as possible.
Thank you so much, Torsten, for coming here today.
Thank you.